Chapter 15. Wake-up call from the Redwood Trees. We are the giants, the remnants of a very ancient civilization that most of you have long forgotten. The millennia have come and gone and we are still here, in gradually decreasing numbers at the hands of rapacious loggers whose only consideration is the amount of money they can make by reducing our population day by day. As a species of the collective Devic intelligence, our presence has graced this planet for millions of years, back to the time of the magical land of Pan. For millions of years, the people of this planet have held us in great awe and respect for the beauty and wisdom we hold, and for the deep sense of peace and harmony we radiate far and wide from the surroundings where we abide. Those who have the ability to communicate and interact with us consciously receive our gifts and the knowledge we possess. Unknown to most of you, we have much knowledge and wisdom to share. Someday, you will wake up to this reality, and wish you had been more conscious of who we are and the important contributions we have made on your planet. We lived and thrived on the ancient continent of Lemuria, far beyond this western shore. At one time, our spirit and physical form were spread nearly everywhere on this planet. At this time, we are the only survivors on the surface of the glory and beauty that once was. We are the historians and a connecting link to your ancestors, to your roots and your past selves in the Lemurian civilization and beyond. People have complained again and again that Lemuria was lost without any trace. We tell you that we are here, unacknowledged. We are the ones who survived the cataclysmic changes that occurred 12,000 years ago, and we have remained on the Pacific coast for your benefit. Why have you not recognized us? Why do you not appreciate the great service that we, as a species, have offered to your planet for so very long, and the great service we continue to provide to this very day, in spite of the gradual and constant destruction of our species? In the millions of years of service, no civilization has ever sought to eliminate us so heartlessly and callously as 20th century Americans. We are being removed systematically by industrial giants with the full support of your government. Governments are responsible for supporting long-term benefits of the whole, not just the short-term interests of lobbyists and exploiters. For the sake of a few dollars you are eliminating your ancient heritage and destroying the beings who are protecting you. You are, as the analogy states, the dogs that bite the hands of those who feed and love them. Very few would ever have considered destroying us the way you have today in this country. It would have been considered an outrage and the rape of one of Earth's most precious treasures. Always, in all regions and eras, we have been honored and loved for the gifts from the earth we were able to distribute freely to all. The west coast of the United States is now what is left of ancient Lemuria's last treasures, and up until about 60 years ago, thousands upon thousands of acres of redwoods graced and blessed the west coast of this country. Now there are only a few meager strips of us left here and there, for show. You are so far removed in your awareness from true beauty and value that very few of you have even noticed. Where have you been? What do you value? All our beauty is about gone, replaced by a false sense of progress and much ugliness. Although most of us, as a species, have been destroyed by your modern technology and your lack of awareness and consideration, our spirit continues to live. Every time one of us succumbs to the mechanical saw of a lumberman, the spirit of the dying tree moves on to another dimension for a new incarnation where it is loved, honored and appreciated. Our species, as a collective Devic intelligence, also live in many higher dimensions of this planet and beyond, where we thrive and the inhabitants cherish our presence and our gifts. We live in great numbers inside the earth and the subterranean cities of this planet where we grace the lives of the loving and wise beings who reside in those wondrous places. You have so much to learn, my friends, of the real values of life. If our words seem harsh to you, take them as a wake-up call, a plea for compassion for all other life forms on this planet that are receiving the same harsh treatment from humanity. Ultimately, when you have reached a state of evolution high enough to understand the eternal laws of oneness with all life, you will know that the love and compassion you accord to another, no matter what form it takes, is for your own benefit. As you trash the earth and her many kingdoms, ultimately, those energies will return to you. In your subsequent incarnations, you will become the recipients of your own destructive actions. This is cosmic law and it cannot be otherwise. The immutable laws governing this universe and all of creation are always applied. In all enlightened societies, no one ever cuts our bodies for their personal use or profit until our incarnation is complete and the spirit has departed from the form. It is only then that the wood is cut with great respect and skill, and used for multiple purposes. The wonderful wood we provide is one of the many gifts we offer the planet from our spirit. It is not our purpose to be monopolized by a few profiteers and sold by multi-million-dollar industrial corporations who hold no love or connection with nature and Devic evolution. We belong to all. No one group or individual has the right to own us and dispose of us as they please. Stewardship of land and animals are major evolutionary initiations on the path of life. Never can you claim to truly own a piece of land. By divine rights, all land belongs to the body of your Earth Mother. She is sovereign. If you think you own a piece of land or rights to some land, you are only temporary stewards of that land. You are also totally accountable to the higher councils for what you do with it. In all enlightened societies, because wood is used wisely and judiciously, there is plenty for everyone and needs are supplied without any rationing or scarcity. Have you ever noticed the difference in hurricane and tornado activity between the East Coast and the West Coast? Have you ever wondered why the West Coast is not subject to the same number of yearly cataclysms as occurs so frequently on the East Coast? It is our desire to tell you that the West Coast has been spared so many calamities each year because of our presence. We are not just trees, as you believe in your lack of spiritual consciousness. We are much more than that. Our tree form is just an outer shell housing our great spirit. Although our spirit is incarnated in the form of giant trees, our collective spirit is vast, powerful, all-encompassing and wise, well beyond your present limited understanding and awareness. We, the Redwood Trees, are mighty guardians and devas of the West Coast. It is because of our presence there, our love and our great protective powers, that this country has been spared many calamities from nature. Please be reminded that disasters from nature are always caused by energetic imbalances in the Earth's energy grids, arising from vortexes of discordant energies created and accumulated by humanity. The misuse of creative energies, negative thinking, and lack of love towards each other and other life forms create these vortexes. We are the harmonizers of nature where we live, and our influence radiates far and wide. Over the centuries, we have been able to absorb in our giant bodies much of your discordant energies, thus sparing the Western Hemisphere the consequences of many natural disasters. When our numbers were greater near your shore and on your coast, we were much more effective at warding off potential disturbances or cataclysms from the Pacific Ocean or elsewhere. Now, with our numbers being so drastically reduced, be aware that our protection is equally reduced. This is our warning. Our small numbers make it increasingly difficult for us to provide the West Coast with the much greater protection you will actually need in the very near future. We would like to add that by steadily reducing our numbers, as you have for the last several decades, you are putting your shores, the western land of the U.S. and its inhabitants at much greater risk from cataclysmic disasters. You are carelessly, without thought, destroying the guardians who have protected you, your shores and your land for eons of time. Once we become extinct, we are not coming back to this dimension. We are going elsewhere to continue our service to life, to bless and radiate our purposes. The rest of us will join the millions of our species who have already departed. Our souls are immortal, as are yours. The death of our bodies will become a great loss in this country, as you will soon find out, and a loss for the third dimension of this planet. If we cannot continue to do what we are here to do, we will move on to greener pastures where love, light and honor reigns and where we will be appreciated. We are grateful to Aurelia Louise for taking the time to hear our call deep from within the recesses of her heart and soul, and for taking note of the urgent message we have been wanting to share with mankind for so long. We have cradled you in our protection, love, wisdom, peace, harmony, beauty, wood and oxygen. We have adorned your landscape for millions of years throughout your many incarnations. You know us as we know you. Because of the fall to such a deep level of unconsciousness, you have forgotten your roots and your ancestry, and you have forgotten some of your best friends. You no longer acknowledge the earth as your mother, an awesome celestial, living, breathing being of the highest order and intelligence, a being that is loved, cherished and honored throughout all the planets of this solar system, the many galaxies of this universe and all other universes far beyond this one. She is the one who has supported unconditionally your personal evolution on her body with such great love, abundance and nurturing, for eons of time. She has allowed you to damage, poison and destroy parts of her body countless times in order to assist you in forging your evolutionary pathway. You have raped her resources, drained her blood, the oil inside her body, and killed and mutilated her children. Many of you are recklessly destroying large segments of land and the habitat of the many kingdoms that she also hosts on this planet besides humanity. You have been brutal to her innocent ones from the animal kingdom, and you have been brutal with each other. She considers all beings of her many kingdoms as her children, no matter what form they take. She loves all equally. You have forgotten that all kingdoms evolving on this planet, known or unknown to you, have equal rights to live here and share this planet, no matter what form they take. Mankind was never given dominion over this planet to abuse and destroy other kingdoms, including ours. The mandate mankind was given was to learn dominion over his own, lower nature, in order to return to his original divinity and innocence. We are sending you an SOS call today through this channel. Do what you can to preserve what is left of us. The time is now very close when you will need our protection more than ever before. If there are no longer enough of us to provide the protection you need during the imminent earth changes at this time, you will have to ward off the consequences of your karmic creations without the added benefit of our protection. And then you will know. You will be calling on us in your soul, and it will be too late. Our spirit will be living elsewhere, in the lands of love and appreciation. Our presence is indeed a great gift, something that is given only once to a planet. After millions of years of physical existence here in great numbers, with all the love we have offered to the earth inhabitants and her many kingdoms, we have been brought to the brink of extinction by the heedlessness of one generation alone. Once a planet loses the privilege of our presence through abuse, we do not return to that dimension. We are the spirit of Redwood Trees. We are loyal friends who have loved and cherished all of you for so very long. We are the wise giants who have cradled and nurtured all civilizations on your planet from the very beginning. We are devas who hold great powers and wisdom, and we are part of the protection team for this planet. We are the faithful servants of your blessed Earth Mother.